Hey, this is Vivi and welcome once again to my channel, a place where we talk about personal development, personal finances, and our journey towards financial freedom. So this video is actually a part of a series called Starting 2021 the Right Way, which is actually a personal finance training that I set up for you guys. So if you just happen to come across this video, make sure that you go back to my channel and look for the playlist called Personal Finance Training Starting 2021 the Right Way so that you can take advantage of the full training. Today we're going to be talking about faith and money. What does God have to say about money, and does he even care? I don't know about you, but I at some point used to divide my life in different areas. I kind of still do actually. I have, my workout time, my health and fitness time. I have the time that I spend with my husband, the time that I'm working on my business, the time that I'm working as a nanny, the time that I'm managing my money, the time that I'm going to church and developing my faith. Like, my life is divided in areas. And sometimes God is also an area, right? We have our spiritual time, our church time, our prayer time. We have that time set aside for God. But the thing is, God doesn't want to be just one area of your life. He actually wants to be a part of all of the different areas of your life. So he wants to be a part of, your relationships. He wants to be a part of your health. He wants to be a part of your work. He wants to be a part of your money management as well. Okay, so let's not put God in a box. Let's actually invite him to every area of our lives. And that includes our money. Why? Because God really cares about our money. Actually, the Bible has over 2,300 verses that talk about money. Now, I'm obviously not going to tell you those over 2,000 verses in this video, but I did want to share with you two main points about what does God think and say about our money management. So to do that, I have some Bible verses that I have here that I'm gonna read to you. The first verse is from Luke 16:10-11, and it says like this: "Whoever can be trusted with small things can also be trusted with big things. Whoever is dishonest in little things will be dishonest in big things. If you cannot be trusted with worldly riches, you cannot be trusted with the true riches." So the Bible says that if you cannot be trusted with worldly riches, what are the worldly riches? I think that pretty much is the money, right? If you can't be trusted with these riches, how can you be trusted with true riches? So if maybe you find yourself stagnant in your spiritual journey, you might want to consider if it's related with your money management, and maybe you're not inviting God into that area and you're not being intentional about being faithful in that area to him. So that's the first point that I wanted to share with you. God cares about your money. He also wants to know if you're trustworthy with your money so that he can tell if you're going to be trustworthy with bigger riches that he has in store for you. So he really cares. The second thing that I wanted to share with you about what does God think about money management is that he actually likes it, and he prospers the ones that learn how to do this correctly. So there's a story in Matthew 25:14-30. I'm not going to read the whole story, so you can go check it out. Matthew 25:14-30. But the story is basically about a man who decided to go on a trip, and he entrusts his wealth to 3 of his servants. To the first servant, he gave him 5 talents. To the second, he gave him 2 talents. And to the third, he gave him 1 talent. The Bible also says that he gave to each according to their capabilities. Now, usually when we think about talents, we think that, the Bible is talking about our gifts. Like, I'm good at painting, I'm good at dancing, I'm good at teaching and preaching, I'm good at, whatever. So he's not talking about that. I mean, yes, you can apply this verse to that too, but what they are really talking about is money. Talents in Bible time would actually be worth right now $1 million each. 1 talent would be worth $1 million. Isn't that crazy? So he gave $5 million to one servant, $2 million to the other, and $1 million to the third. When the man came back from his trip, he decided to ask, what did each of them do with his money? The first and the second one actually doubled his money. And he said to them, "You did right. You're a good servant who can be trusted." But the third one, he actually got scared. And instead of, doing something and managing the money and investing it and multiplying it, he actually saved it because he was afraid. And then he just gave that money back to his master. And to him, the master said, "You are a bad and lazy servant." And he took the back from the last servant and he gave it to the first servant. So the one that was able to manage more received more, and the one that was not faithful with this money, everything was taken away from him. I know this sounds horrible, but this is true. This is just how it is. I'm sorry, it is how it is, and I lived this myself. I was bad with my money at some point. I had everything mixed out. I was not responsible. I was actually careless with it, and I ended up losing everything. But when I decided to be faithful with my money, when I decided to involve God in my money management, everything started changing, and honestly, doors started opening more and more. And we've never had so much money as we had today, and we're slowly achieving our dreams, and it's just like wonderful things are happening because it's true. It's just a promise and it's a principle. Okay, and God doesn't bless us because, oh my gosh, we're so cool, but I think He wants to show, He wants us to be witnesses that what, He keeps His promises. Because I can say that with confidence. I can say with confidence that what, when you're faithful with your money, God is faithful to give you more. And it's not about receiving more, but it's just about seeing how good He is, how much He cares about us, and how honest He is. If He says something, He will make it come to pass, and that's just how it is. Now, our hearts need to be in the right place, definitely. If we're just trying to do things for selfish motives, God sees that. God sees our heart before anything else. So you need to be considerate about that too, which we're going to be talking a lot more about these things in the following weeks throughout this training. But the main ideas that I wanted to tell you today is that 1, God cares about you managing your money. He actually wants to be a part of every part of your life, including your money management. And 2, God blesses the good stewards, the good managers. So we need to be faithful with how we manage our money. And a way to be faithful is just learn this basic principles about personal finances that you're going to be learning throughout this training. Because if you think about it, those 2 servants, they were able to multiply, to duplicate the money that the man gave them. So they knew what they were doing. They were educated in this subject. So we need to do the same too. Anyways, that is all that I have to share with you today. I really hope that this gives you a new motivation, maybe a different perspective when you're managing your money. To me, I find this I think it's so cool. I think it's so cool that when I'm doing this, it's a way for me to honor God and give Him glory. I think it's amazing, and it's not that complicated. So I really hope that you feel excited about this too. And yeah, make sure that you like this video. If you did, share it with someone that might benefit from this. And if you haven't done so yet, make sure that you subscribe to my channel so that you get a notification the next time that I post a video. And yeah, that's all for today. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.